let's continue human capital formation. Educational achievements in India. Generally, educational achievement in a country are indicated in terms of adult literacy level, primary education completion rate and youth literacy rate. Now, we'll just look at the table everyone. We'll discuss with the tables now. Educational attainments in India. Adult literacy rate, percentage of people aged 15 plus in 1990, 2000 and 2005. Male 61.9, 68.4 in 2000, in 2015 it was 81. Female 1990 37.9, in 2000 45.4, in 2015 63. Primary completion rate, percentage of relevant age group, a male 1990 78, 2000 85, 2015 94. Female in 1990 61, 2000 69, in 2015 it's 99. Youth literacy rate, percentage of people aged 15 to 24, 15 plus to 24. Male 76.6 in 1990, in 2000 79.7, in 2015 62. Female 54.2, in 2000 64.8, in 2015 it was 87. So when we compare with 1990 to 2015, when we compare with adult literacy rate, primary completion rate and youth literacy rate, everything have increased. So the adult literacy rate. Adult literacy rate refers to the ratio of literate adult population to the total adult population in a country. In a case of male, the adult literacy rate increased from 61.9 in 1990 to 81 in 2015. In the case of female, the literacy rate was just 37.9 in 1990 and which increased to 63% in 2015. So, which is still far below the satisfaction level. Primary completion rate. It is a percentage of students completing the last year of primary school. In case of male, the primary completion rate increased from 78% in 1990 to 94% in 2015. But in this case of female, the rate increased from 61% in 1990 to 99% in 2015. Now, let's move on to youth literacy rate. It is a percentage of people which aged 15 to 24 who can with understanding read and write a short simple statement on their everyday life. In case of male, there was marginal increases in the youth literacy rate from 76.6% in 1990 to 92% in 2015. In this case of female, the youth literacy rate increased from 54.2% in 1990 to 87% in 2015. Yes? Now, let's move on to the other one. Educational achievement in India. That's what we have discussed now. Adult literacy rate, primary completion rate and youth literacy rate. That's what we have compared with male as well as the female from 2000 from 1990 to 2015. Yes? Now, let's move on to the other one. Future prospects in education sector. Education for all, still a distant dream. Yes. The literacy rates for both adult as well as youth have increased, but the absolute number of illiterates is still as much as India population was at the time of independence. So in 1950, it was noted in the directive of the constitution that the government should provide free and compulsory education for all the children up to the age of 14 years. Had we done this, we would have achieved 100% of literacy by now. The next point, gender equity better than before. The differences in literacy rate between male as well as the female are narrowing. It indicates a positive development in the gender equity. However, women education need to be promoted. To improve economic independence and social status of women, and women education make a favorable impact on fertility rate, healthcare of women and children. So, we cannot be satisfied about the upward movement in the literacy rate until 100% of literacy rate is achieved. The third, higher education, a few takeoff. The Indian education pyramid is a steep indicating lesser and lesser number of people reaching the higher education level. As per NSSO data in the year 2011 to 12, the rate of unemployment among youth male who studied graduation and above in rural area was 19%, in the urban counterpart at relatively less level unemployment at 16%. The most severely affected ones were young rural female graduates, as nearly 30% of them are unemployed. In contrast to this, only about 3 to 6% of primary level educated youth in rural area and urban area were unemployed. Yes, so these are the points which come under in future prospects in educational sector. The last conclusion, the economic and social benefits of human capital formation and human development are well known. The union and state government have been allocating substantial amount for development of education as well as for the health sector. From both the government, union as well as state government have been allocating the substantial amount for expenditure for education as well as for the health sector. India has a rich stock of scientific and technical manpower in the world. We need to improve it qualitatively and provide such conditions so that they are utilized in our own country. At the last, we'll have a mind map. Yes, now, human capital formation in India. We have studied sources of human capital. Yes, so in the sources of human capital, I think you people know it. What are the sources we have learnt it? Expenditure on education, expenditure on health, on the job training, expenditure on migration, and expenditure on information. And then we have gone through with it what is the difference between physical capital and human capital. Physical capital is a tangible, human capital is intangible. It's completely mobile, but in human capital not perfectly mobile. Separable from its owner, it's inseparable from its owner. Depreciates with use, depreciates with age. Yes, and then we have gone through with the quality education plus health facilities that provide increased labor productivity, high level of capital. When increased labor productivity increases, that leads to increased high level of human capital, that leads to develop economic growth and high income. And education department and organizations like NCERT, UGC, AICTE. Health sector department, ICMR. Total expenditure on education and training from 2004 to 2005. Adult literacy rate from 2008 to 9. Male it was 75, female it was 51. Yes, so at last we have completed human capital formation. Thank you, students.